Gold medal at 55 kilos, Ukraine. They already have one gold today. Irina HUSYAK. Bulgaria with Evelina Nikolova. So Ukraine, Bulgaria, chapter 2. Here we go again. Ukraine got the better of the matchup earlier, but it went down to the wire. See if this one follows that same suit. Here comes Nikolova. She blanked Anna of Romania in the semifinals 3-0. She was a world champion bronze medalist back in 2015. She used that Russian tie beautifully last night, just took away Anna. So let's see what Nikolova goes with tonight. HUSYAK of Ukraine upset the reigning world runner-up Sidakova 8-4. Tries to keep that momentum going. Nikolova in the green, HUSYAK, Ukraine in the red, and immediately it's HUSYAK driving forward. No points, it's a push out, so they'll go back into the center. 8 seconds in, but HUSYAK on the aggressive mentality. Drops down to that single, has the leg. Bulgaria in that sit position. What she need to do here, Eric, to get the 2?
Looks like she has that far side crotch lock. So staying low is going to be key here, because what she doesn't want to do is give up the 2 for the exposure. So she comes up close to some points for both wrestlers there. But now switching off to the double is going to be key, because she's allowing her opponent to stay locked in the crotch. And this is that Snyder-Sadulayev position that we saw last year.
That's a good point. Nikolova gets the 2 for the exposure. She'll come back around and get 2, so that turned out to be pretty well for Evelina Nikolova. 4-0 lead in this first period, and on to their feet. So even though it was HUSYAK who fired, it's the Bulgarian who gets the 2 and the 2.
Now for HUSYAK, the adjustment moving forward is the shot needs to be one level. Beautiful.
Working off that 2-on-1, and she's in a position to put Nikolova in some harm and rolls her over. She gets the 2. Nikolova kept rolling through it to avoid a possible fall situation. Both wrestlers straddling the boundary, and out of bounds they go.
But as I was saying, it has to be one level shot. Look, feet to back, can't be a shot that you stop. And a dump to her back was beautiful.
Got a taste of her own medicine in Nikolova, who loves to work off the 2-on-1. That's how HUSYAK set that last one up, and she will push forward out of bounds. No point. 4-2 back into the center. Nikolova for the first time getting to her comfort spot. Has that arm. This is where she makes a living. Trip attempt there by HUSYAK. Nikolova never let go of the arm. Trying to whip around to the outside. Still has control of that tricep. Well, these two have had a couple of terrific scrambles and a stalemate.
This is what you want to see, both wrestlers going for it, even though they're not scoring points on every attempt. That's the chess match. You have to try and look for your openings, and when you find it, if you don't capitalize on it, make those minor adjustments, see where things can go. And both of these wrestlers working hard through the first 3 minutes.
4-2 Bulgaria after the opening 3. Good look at Evelina Nikolova, bronze medalist back in 2015, has represented her country in multiple world championships. Part of the rise of Bulgarian women's freestyle wrestling, one of the leaders inside that wrestling room, while Irina HUSYAK had that upset in the semifinals. A wrestler who can score from a lot of different ways. And Ukraine in that team race, both these countries in the team race. We crown our first five European champions tonight. Second period underway. Nikolova on top by 2.
Right back to that Russian tie that you often talked about.
You better have a strong forearm and a tricep that's going to get the life squeezed out of it when you wrestle Nikolova. She has tremendous grips. Just tough to get away from. That time, HUSYAK was able to slide down on the body, cleared out the arm. We've been here before.
And you see how she tucked that right hip before she jumped over.
She gets the 2, possibly trying to get an exposure. Nikolova, aware to that, wisely gets back to her base. Still has that arm trap though, so Nikolova not out of the clear. Now she is. Gets that arm free and back onto the feet. Criteria, Ukraine, 4-4.
So she shot that high crotch to the right side. Of course, her opponent locked in the crotch. She readjusted, got shoulder deep instead of elbow deep. And it looks like she's gonna take that knee pad off, but she got shoulder deep instead of elbow deep, and then tucked that right hip, and what that did was it just broke the grip enough to allow her to hop to that opposite side. Readjustment key. We're gonna see the right hip dip down to the mat, reaches over, and quick little jump to pick up the 2.
During that last scramble, the knee, which was already braced up for Nikolova, got tangled, so they're going to work on her for a little bit. She's back out, back on that arm. 4-4, and Nikolova needs some points. Lots of time, though. 1:40 to go, second period. Just hanging, squeezing that arm. HUSYAK comes back up. Whizzer applied by Nikolova in the counter defense mode. Motioning toward the corner, not sure what that was about. Nikolova turns and faces. That might have been a mistake. Here comes HUSYAK back at her, and HUSYAK with the 2 and a 6-4 lead. I'm not sure if Nikolova, no, let's see how she gets up. I thought maybe the knee again because she pointed toward her corner. I'm not sure what that was about. I don't know if she wanted a challenge, just not sure. Action continued, and HUSYAK gets the 2. So HUSYAK has found a way to get that arm and then go right down the body and shoot. That's twice in a row that she's been successful with it. Up 6-4. And takes her down to the back. Possibly a fall. Nikolova back to her base, shaking her head in disgust. In the meantime, HUSYAK just continues to hammer away on top. And a 10-4 lead.
This match has changed in the second period. And usually when I look at the knee pad, you look, I'll throw it back to Geno Petriashvili last night. You knew his knee was significantly hurt because not only did he have a knee pad on, but he also had it taped up from above the knee to below the knee. This is a little different. I was paying attention to her walking out when I noticed the knee pad, and I just expected this to be one of those knee pads that were more for show rather than for an injury, but see 1 point given here.
You can tell Nikolova is in some discomfort. Good sportsmanship here by HUSYAK. She could easily shoot, doesn't do that. Sees her opponent in some pain. And for the first time since 2013, she is a Continental medal winner. And for the first time, a European champion. And Ukraine is 2-0 tonight. Irina HUSYAK, your European champion. A 10-4 final as she takes down Evelina